Hello all, Robert here from DreamPod 9. Today we're going to have a quick introduction video to Heavy Gear Blitz with what's needed to play, tabletop, battle zone creation, and some quick dice rolling, mechanics. So let's start off with the rules. We actually have the Heavy Gear Blitz Living Rulebook available as a download free online. And here you actually have the Quick Start Rulebook, which is a printout full color available as well. Now, when you actually start playing, you're going to need some miniatures. Here on the table, we actually have two squads, like a Northern Guard strike squad, that you see right here, and a Utopian strike squad. Now, so you'll have to buy some miniatures, paint them up, and then we also have the tabletop that you see here, where we've created this tabletop for demos at conventions. It's just 28 inches across. Normal gameplay, you'd have about a 4 foot by 4 foot table. But this is just a small force of 50 threat value versus 50 threat value. You can actually make all these stone heads, and that are available as terrain from DreamPod 9. But we also have, as part of the downloads for the Living Rulebook and the Quick Start Rulebook, we have paper terrain that you can basically print out, and cut out to use. The other thing you'll need are actually status tokens and what we call our commander tokens. Here's actually the printout you can make from the online. And here you can actually see the actual status tokens that are available, acrylic for all the status, and damage tokens are little plastic chips, green, yellow, orange, and red. And our commander token packs over here. This is a generic one with just the Heavy Gear Blitz logo, but there are actually ones for every one of the factions has its own little cutouts, like for the command points. So you have the objective tokens, the victory points, these are actually the skill tokens, the command points, and the actual measuring tool. You also need some dice, and a measuring tape for each player. Now, let's get into dice mechanics. So we actually know what's actually happening over here. Heavy Gear Blitz uses actually 6-sided dice. And the dice rolling mechanic has a very simple thing. You'll actually take 2 dice, or the base dice, for the game. You roll them, and you take the higher of the 2 die rolls normally. So here we have a 4 and 5, it'll actually become a 5. And you'll have some skills, like say for gunnery, for when you're firing weapons, might say it's a 4+. So for every 4 or higher, you'd actually add a +1. So this becomes 5 plus 1, 6. There are also some other interesting skills when you're actually moving for your movement. You'd start off, like normally having 2 dice, for all your attack and defense rolls. But if you choose to actually move at combat speed, you're still with 2 dice. So you'd be rolling with 2. If you basically decide to go braced where you stand still, you'll actually add a dice. So you'll be rolling with 3 dice on your attack rolls. But when you roll your defense rolls, you'll actually lose a dice because you've been easier to hit. If you decide to go top speed, you lose a dice on your attack rolls, but you gain 1 on your defense rolls. So that's the basics of dice mechanics. We're going to go in more in depth than that in the future, but that's all for this video today. Bye!